This is Yali Benjo. This is my persuasive speech. So, as humans, obviously we have a natural desire to reproduce. So obviously we're gonna want to participate in sexual activities. But as time went on, obviously we want to participate in sexual activities, but actually not suffer the consequences, as in get pregnant. So scientists have obviously developed some type of form against that, which is birth control, which is a type of contraceptive. It's primarily used in pills, but there's other ways, there's shots, there's rings, there's a bunch of different things. So basically the problem is that since birth control has been developed, its purpose is really vastly beyond just contraceptive pregnancy protection. It's for other things too. So around 1 in 10 women suffer from this disease called PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, which basically what it is, it's it's just they grow cysts on their ovaries, and it's a huge hormone imbalance. So basically it can cause a lot of things like acne, weight gain, excessive hair, heavy/missed periods. It's really bad for the human body, and that's according to Westman Family Healthcare. And birth control is used it's prescribed as really the cure for it. There is no cure for PCOS, but it's really used as a relief for PCOS because it regulates periods. So birth control is not only used for protecting against pregnancy, it actually has medical use that helps a lot of teenagers or young women that are suffering from PCOS and other things. It's not limited to just PCOS, it's also for iron deficiency anemia, it's for period cramps, and just a bunch of other things that are past contraceptive use. Also, it does, back to its original use, which is protecting against pregnancy, using birth control has reduced the birth rates and reduces unwanted pregnancies, because unwanted pregnancies do lead to neglect, do lead to no prenatal appointments, to just overall neglect in the child's life, which obviously you're not going to bring a child into your life, you're not going to bring a child onto this earth if you're going to neglect it. That makes no sense. So basically, since the introduction of free birth control in 2007, the birth rates have gone down 19% of unwanted pregnancies, and that is by UCLA Anderson. It's an author named Jill. So that obviously just is a really dramatic decrease, and really shows how when you really give people access to the contraceptives, you're not going to have as many unwanted babies, which leads to less people in the foster care. It leads to just a better quality of life for these kids that are being brought into this earth. And really the most opposing point of views that direct against birth control are the fact that it's unnatural. A lot of people, specifically from the Catholic Church, are against it. They believe it's unnatural and it stops the will of God. But basically against that is the United States has separation of church and state. The First Amendment of the United States Constitution states directly that the separation of church and state. Catholics themselves are allowed to follow a point of view if they so desire, but they are not allowed to enforce it on the basis of religion to the citizens of the country. It's not allowed, explicitly written in the First Amendment. So they're entitled to their own beliefs, but they cannot enforce it on others. And really another point of view is that there's a lot of health risks, but there's this thing called informed consent. So when you're prescribed birth control, and when you go and ask for people for birth control, your doctors explicitly explain to you what are the risks, what are the pros, what are the cons, and you, as an informed citizen, make a choice of, will I take this pill, or will I use another form of contraceptive, or will I suffer with my health problems? You make the informed decision. And also, if your doctor didn't explicitly state what the risks are, it's mandated by the United States government that every single package of birth control comes with a little pamphlet and is labeled with the risks, the ingredients, and many other facts about birth control that are important for the person that is taking them to know. And it comes with every single package, and it's mandated by the United States law, and it's mandated by the CFR, which is the Code of Federal Regulations, and that's basically the department that takes care of that, and they've mandated a law specifically for that. And really the call to action, I hope that after you hear all this opposing point of views and really the point of birth control, I hope that you really do support it and are persuaded to it, because you see there are health benefits. There are reducing unwanted pregnancies. It's not just, oh, it's unnatural like some Catholics believe, or other risks. Obviously, the risk of birth control, there are risks to everything, but I think the risk to pregnancy is higher than the risk to birth control. So really a call to action is, if you are really interested in like a short-term goal and a short-term like donation, there is this organization. It's called Power to Decide, and basically their main focus and like goal as an organization is to make contraceptives such as birth control and other like condoms or other things more available to women of reproductive age, and to end contraceptive deserts, which are areas that have no contraceptive centers or health like centers available around them, which obviously is terrible because it leaves no choice for the young woman if she gets pregnant or just other crisis. And a really like long-term solution is to really pay attention to who you're voting for. Every candidate has an agenda. Every candidate has motives and goals that they are presenting, and you have to pay attention as a woman, as an informed member of society. Does this candidate have women's rights, women's own bodily autonomy in their agenda? If they're advocating anything against it, then they're advocating against what I'm advocating for right now, and what you are hopefully persuaded to do. So that's really the long-term cause, but thank you for listening to me and my persuasive speech. This is Heli Evangel. I'm out, boy.